What's up, guys? Anders here with another Odyllita video. We're going to move on today and talk about the worker nodes that are available now in the Odyllita region. If you don't know, Odyllita came out on test server today, so it's going to be coming out in Korea in about a week or two. And for the rest of us, maybe 3 to 4 weeks, maybe if we're lucky, or longer if we're unlucky. But this is basically the map of Odyllita. It is straight south of Drigen and east of Grana. So that's where it is right now. It's a fairly decent sized region right now. I've explored all the nodes available. I will also have a little template here showing you what each node has to offer, as well as how much CP they're going to cost, as well as all the workloads that you need to know. And we're also going to talk about the workers as well, since you can hire workers in Odyllita as well. So let's get right into it. How do you connect to Odyllita? So you're going to have Old Wisdom Tree connected, or just connect Old Wisdom Tree to Shady Tree Forest, and from there you'll be able to connect into the first node, which is Barren Forest. Now, Barren Forest is just a straight node. It costs 1 CP. It doesn't have anything else that's interesting. It's just the first connection you have to make. Now, the next node is going to be the first grind spot you're going to be venturing into in Odyllita. It's called Entrance of Thorny Forest. It is I believe a 3 CP node that also houses the first new material available in Odyllita called the Bramble Timber. Now, Bramble Timber and Bramble Sap will be able to be mined, or I guess lumbered here, for around another 3 CP. It's 280 workload. It's not too bad. And yeah, this is one of the 2 nodes available for you with Bramble Timber. So let's just go around this way. It's really just going to be a big circle. Down here in the land of the Tyros node, nothing really going on here. It is a 3 CP node, though. It's pretty expensive, so just keep that in mind. And in the land of Tyros node, there's also another one called Roots Shelter. Now, Root Shelter is a 2 CP node. Again, it doesn't have anything whatsoever. That's very interesting. And now down here we have Starry Midnight Port. So this one actually has a dried fish node. It is a 3 CP node. It has mullet, flounder, and a couple other Odyllita specific fish, and it's 1200 workload to be working here. So keep that in mind. This is also the region's wharf, so you can actually sail all the way down here into this region if you wish. So if you're in the Grandija port, which we don't have just yet, we should be getting that soon, and you can actually sail from the Grana port all the way down here to Starry Midnight Port. It's actually viable. There is a wharf here. There's even a giant NPC ship here that looks pretty cool as well. And yeah, next to that is the Ulfrin Outpost. Nothing really to talk about there. It's a 2 CP node. Not anything interesting whatsoever. But down here is the Castle of Thorns, a 2 CP node that doesn't do anything else, but it does block your entrance to the Castle of Thorns, the new PvP mode and / PvE mode that they're developing for the game. It's not out yet. It's not active, but as soon as we know more about it, I'm sure I'll make a video. So for now, you can only see the castle from afar, and that's pretty much it. Nothing else to do with Castle of Thorns. I don't know why the node is there. I'm sure they'll add something. This is preliminary. It's not live, so some things could change. Keep that in mind. The next up, we have Tears of Turrisol. Now, Tears of Turrisol is a 2 CP node with a chicken, meat, and eggs resource node. That's also 2 CP and 200 workload. Chicken meat and eggs, more of that is always good if you're going to be cooking. So that's nice to see. The next node is in Korean, so I'm going to call it Unknown Node A. Translation from Google Translate was Solana Nails. Don't know why. Anyway, that's a 2 CP node. Nothing really that interesting about this node. Yeah, nothing else. Moving on. Unknown Node B. This one's a big one. So this one is called Delamore Farm, according to the Google Translate. It's 2 CP to invest in and 2 CP for each resource node. So we have potato at a 200 workload. And we also have grape at 200 workload. Grape, another grape node. It's been years. So finally we have more grape to be able to be gathered. That's good, especially if you're cooking. So Just keep that in mind. If you need more grip, you're going to be loving this node. It's a very low workload, very low CP investments as you've seen. Usually the new ones have like really high CP investments of 5 CP or more, but not this case. Odyllita is very nice to us when it comes to CP. Now this node, basically the entrance of Odyllita, I believe it's called Blade Narrows according to the Google Translate. It's a 2 CP node, and it also houses the Bramble Timber and Bramble Sap resource node we saw earlier. It's 280 workload as well, and it's the same type of CP investment, so 3 CP as well to invest into this. So keep that in mind. Not too bad. I don't know if we'll need Bramble Timber or Bramble Sap, but usually there's going to be one of the new elixirs that they're coming out with this Odyllita is going to be needing some Bramble Sap, I imagine. Bramble Timber, I'm not sure about just yet. Now, moving on, we have this node, which was, let me tell you, kind of a bitch to get to. You have to climb the mountain yourself, and there's like one lone fatus just kind of chilling in a cave up here for no reason. This is a node that's 1 CP. It's called Early Mountain in Google Translate, and that's pretty much it. There's even an invisible barrier right here. You can't really cross it. I thought it was like one of those weird nodes that served no purpose, but for now, it serves the purpose of getting us to this track over here if we want to go around this bend. This is the Snowlands region, which we won't be seeing for quite a while. So moving north, we have Olin Valley. Olin Valley has some of the more interesting nodes here. It's 3 CP to invest into Olin Valley. And then we have nickel ore as well as mithril for 5 CP, 280 workload on this one. And the next one is nickel ore and powder of darkness for, again, 5 CP and 280 workload. So nickel ore, we don't know what we need the ore for just yet, but mithril is always nice to see. Unfortunately, it seems like a Drigan situation again, where the Drigan node with mithril, I believe it was zinc and mithril just did not drop at all. You could not gather it. There's very low chance. So it wasn't very good. If you had the CP, it was still okay to get it, but for the most part, most people didn't get the mithril node over there. And I did just one venture into that node. We got 13 nickel ore and no mithril. Obviously, I'm going to have to do way more to see what the chances of gathering that mithril are, but I imagine they're going to be low because it'd be too good if they offer us mithril. Now, next up, we have the Bahit Wanderer node. It's a 1 CP node. Nothing much going on here at all. Just kind of a transitional node. Before we go down here, we'll go north up to this node called the Partitioning Mountain, I believe the Google Translate said. It's a 2 CP node to invest in. And then we have an excavation node, which is 3 CP to invest in, 600 workload, trace of violence. Not too bad. 600 workload. Now, before I forget, there are 2 nodes that I believe are more beneficial if you use not an Odyllita worker. So the distance from Odyllita to, say, this Bramble Timber at the very beginning of this video, it was 2364, whereas the Old Wisdom Tree worker is 2265, so it's actually closer. So if you have a worker from Old Wisdom Tree, which you should have an artisan worker fairly easily, you want to be sending the Old Wisdom Tree worker instead of the Odyllita worker. That's just it. The only other node that you want to do that for is this one that we just went to, the Trace of Violence. Same thing. The distance from Odyllita to this node is 2714. From Old Wisdom Tree, 2615, and from Duvenkroon, 2555. So either or, Old Wisdom Tree or Duvenkroon are better than Odyllita because it's just closer to those 2 towns instead of Odyllita. So just keep that in mind. You always want to check the distances to help you figure out which workers to send. Of course, you have to have them connected to this node, and that can be a little hassle, especially for Duvenkroon. Especially because this whole track does not connect to this one. The only way to connect these nodes are through the Old Wisdom Tree node that I mentioned. Okay, now back to the nodes, and we're almost done. The last node is Cave of Darkness. So Cave of Darkness is a 3 CP investment, and then we have a 5 CP investment into Mass of Pure Magic and Trace of Battle. It's a 600 workload node, and it's very fast. It's about a 2-hour turnover to get Mass of Pure Magic, which if you didn't know, if you didn't have Mass of Pure Magic node in Star's End right now, you'll know that's very fast. Very, very fast. About 6 times faster than we have right now. Right now, we can get about 1 Mass of Pure Magic every 12 hours. So this is 1 Mass of Pure Magic every 2 hours. Much better. And Trace of Battle, which is a great trace to be getting as well on top of that. So very, very good node. You definitely want to get that one as well. And let's see. That's pretty much it on the nodes. I talked about the distance changes. You gotta always want to look at that. And in terms of what I think about the nodes, there's a couple good ones. That Mithril Ore could be good. I don't think it will be, but it could be good. And this Mass of Pure Magic node is probably the best one in the whole region right now. The chicken node is good. More grape and potato node, that's pretty cheap and pretty good to have as well. Now, next up, I want to talk about workers. So workers are a mixed bag. We're looking at a Grana situation, unfortunately, where artisan workers are very difficult to get. I've done 531 rolls. I received 1 artisan worker. That's pretty bad. I expected at least maybe, a few, maybe 2 or 3. But again, that's just how it goes. They have a lower RNG chance than normal. Or maybe it's been so long since I've had artisan workers for a long time now. I don't roll for workers these days, but it could be that it's always been like this. Who knows? One thing I do want to talk about before we kind of get into the workers and stuff and the sheet I have for you. Okay, so this Odyllita is the villain's capital, essentially. The villain of the story are these Ahib, and they're not supposed to be nice people. They have these culks and gargoyles or whatever. I like the town personally, but for the workers, we've always had goblins. In Grana, we had the Papu, the Fadis. So now here we have actual human slaves and human dwarven slaves and giant slaves. Those are our workers. You can actually see here a human worker actually getting beaten and other humans afraid. It's pretty messed up. It's pretty messed up. Now, if you go to roll for the workers, this guy looks like a slave owner. And if you go look for the workers, you can even see that the humans have shackles around their necks. Very strange. Really weird. Yeah, so that's pretty much the one thing I wanted to take note of is that they've gone really deep into the whole RP of humans being captured and used as slaves in this region. So keep that in mind. It might upset some people, but... yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense in the lore. Now, as to workers, like I said, 531 worker rolls. I received 1 professional dwarven worker, 8 human workers, and 1 giant worker, professional, all professional, and 1 artisan dwarven worker. Now, it seems to skew. So the worst one you're going to get is a green human worker, and that has a worker speed of 40. It's pretty shit. I wouldn't recommend getting it. The blue workers, there is the blue human worker and the blue dwarven worker. The dwarf seems to act the same as the goblin or the papu. So if you want a fast worker, you want to get dwarves. Humans seem to be, as usual, middle of the pack, high luck. We don't know if luck got changed to actually be really beneficial here, but for the most part, you really just want to get dwarven workers for now. The giant worker, I only got a yellow giant worker, but he was equivalent to a human worker in worker speed, movement speed, and just had way more stamina. Obviously, his luck is a lot lower, but again, we don't know if luck got changed or anything yet. But that giant worker seems pretty good. A lot of stamina, same as a human. Obviously, if you don't have the yellow dwarven worker, which is 100 worker speed, you'll be okay with a giant yellow worker. Honestly, it's not too bad. Yellows were not that prevalent, as you saw. I only got 10 out of 531 rolls. But again, it could just be that the capital of Odyllita is just very skewed low. Not like Old Wisdom Tree, where almost every single worker you roll is an artisan. This is pretty much almost every worker you roll is going to be a green human, which is to be expected. In terms of yellows, I also got a lot of yellow humans, so it seems to skew to humans for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. This could always change when it hits live, but as far as we know, that's pretty much it. So you really just want to get dwarves if you want speed. Humans are okay. Giants are, I guess, the second best that you want to be getting, just because that stamina is so good. And that's pretty much it. All I have to talk about nodes and workers, guys. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments below. I'm going to be now going over every single grind spot and making videos for them as well. So expect those in the coming days as well. If you have any specific questions you want me to check out, I tried checking out trading. There are no trade NPCs right now that I can see. I could be wrong, you know, like in my earlier video with the housing. I didn't see that the housing was right here because I expected it to be kind of in the middle. Only 5 houses though for this giant city is very weird. So just let me know in the comments if I missed anything, or if you do know that there are trading NPCs. I'll check it out for you guys. And as always, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Every sub counts as we continue to go. Like or dislike this video, depending on how your day is going. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.